and welcome. Happy Wednesday night. And we are excited to jump into this next podcast episode of the Potterverse. So, of course, you are here watching the pre-show. Thank you so much. If you're catching this on Facebook, the best place to be viewing it is actually at the Mary and Blake Facebook page. So in case you saw it shared somewhere else, please feel free to click on over. And on that note, sharing is caring. So whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, know that sharing is super important when it comes to podcasts. So how can we share? Well, if you're on Facebook or Twitter, you can retweet or just share it straight on your wall. On Facebook, you actually also have the option of sharing to your stories. On Instagram, you can screenshot and share that to your stories and tag Mary and Blake Media. And of course, on YouTube, you can share it however you like, my friends. So when you do share, make sure that you come back to the comment section here and say Expecto Patronum, as that is our code word to each other to let us know that you were able to share it. And we are going to have a giveaway if we get over 22 shares. If we get over 22 shares, one of those 22 sharing people will get to pick a shirt from the Mary and Blake store. We've got some new designs up, which we're really, really excited about, particularly for this season. So we're pretty pumped. So once again, if you share in multiple ways, you can even share in Messenger with somebody. You'll get multiple entries, which is awesome. And another thing you can do is you can @tag a friend. So if you have a friend who loves Harry Potter, you can @tag them right below and still say Expecto Patronum because you shared it.
And you have to say it like that too. You
Expecto
have to say it out
Patronum!
loud when you're in your house.
Say
it out loud. Speaking of that, I just finished Blake's book club for Midnight Sun, by the way.
Ooh.
It's a little sad. It's a little sad.
You got your Edward Cullen on?
Got my Edward Cullen on. I was having a good time with that. I was thinking about it. A lot of people were actually looking forward to hearing what you had to say about it. But since you didn't finish it yet.
I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
I know. But just know that people are out there looking for your thoughts.
I will gladly, when I finish it, go and do a little bit of an extra. So we've got our Expecto Patronums going on. We also want you to do a little introductory thing. Let us know where you're tuning in from.
Yes.
And if you're from the U.S., you could put like your state and then the U.S. flag. If you're outside the U.S., I always love flags. So you can like say what country you're coming in from and then the flag.
Sure.
We love to know your house. So let us know your house. And for fun, you can do extra emojis with that. And
I got a good question.
Yeah.
What's your worst fear?
That was going to be it.
Was it really?
Yes.
Oh, you are awesome. It's like we're married or something. Who would have thunk?
Who would have thunk?
So we did have a question or a comment here, at least, from one of our listeners. Joseph, he says, I thought you guys were doing a This Is Us Season 5 trailer podcast next. Love the Potterverse, but ready for This Is Us 2's first Season 5 podcast.
Boop, boop.
So I hope to do one. I really would like to do one. It's just a question of timing right now. We have a lot of things going on over the next.
We'll do it. We'll do it before the season for sure.
Yeah. I think that's a fair thing to say. It's just
we'll do it at some point.
I know, and we're also supposed to do one for the Crown as well. But
yeah.
It's just a question of timing, and if we can find the right timing,
and our kids actually sleep.
I know. Then we will.
Yes.
But what we wanted to do at least was do the thing that we have definitely committed to, which is the Potterverse, and continue to facilitate this community, which everybody seems to love, which is awesome.
How can you not? How can you not love Potter?
All you nerds get together every Monday and Wednesday. It's the best.
Love it. I love it. So, of course, that being said, remember, This Is Us starts airing on NBC on Tuesday nights, starting to October 27th, I believe. So our first This Is Us 2 podcast, which will also be live right here on the Mary and Blake page, will be happening on Wednesday, October 28th.
Yes.
So if you are a fan of This Is Us, one of the things you could do if you don't want to binge the entire previous seasons, you can take a listen to our This Is Us 2 podcast. You can find those, just by searching This Is Us 2, TOO, or you can go to maryandblake.com to check it out. So who do we have going on so far that we can shout out for Expecto Patronum?
Yeah, you got to say it just like that. You know what? That should be the next cut.
Yeah.
The Expecto Patronum.
Yes.
Susan, thank you. Anna.
Thank you.
And Allison, Victoria,
Thank
as always. Hillary, thank you. Who else do we got here? We got Rachel, thank you. Let's see. Casey, awesome. And we got some more people coming in here.
I love it.
I may have missed a couple in there, but hey, it is what it is.
Like, you should not miss people. And don't forget, towards the latter portion of the podcast, if you have questions for us, when you do put those questions, but it needs to be at the latter portion or else we can't keep scrolling up and seeing them all, to use the emoji with the lightning bolt. It's in the weather section.
Rebecca says Midnight Sun was puke emoji for her for the majority of it. I wish I had stopped like you, Mary. You are my hero.
I just really stopped because my kids have been having issues sleeping, and we had to get them COVID tested a couple weeks ago. And
that's true.
Have been playing catch up ever since.
You weren't in love with it either, by the way.
I kind of love Edward Cullen.
You do, but the comments that we had from you before you stopped, it was like it's just droning.
It was taking a little while.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying you weren't like in love with it, not like Twilight.
I mean, I am Team Jacob.
Yeah, I know.
When it comes down to it.
And I am so Team Edward.
I know you are.
Oh God, I do have to point out, because everybody else is pointing out too, Mary.
Yeah.
You look fabulous today.
Thank you.
You look gorgeous.
I did my eye makeup based upon the book.
Hold on.
Woo! Nerd! That's right. I was like, I would like to have green and blue eyes. And that's what I did.
Suzanne, thank you so much. Who else we got here? Did I miss somebody? Nope, I didn't.
Let's get this party started.
Absolutely. Okay, good. Let's make a podcast, shall we?
Yes, and you can still share. Just because we're not shouting you out, you could still share. It's
yes,
a little
please
hug
do.
for us.
And if you do share, again, if we get up to 22, you will be entered into the sharing giveaway.
Yeah.
And so you'll get a chance to win any item from the Mary and Blake store of your choice. All right, Marvin, let's make a podcast.
Okay.
10 seconds for
room tone. Would you like to nerd out with the rest of the Nerd Clan? The Mary and Blake store is a good place to start. Do you love Outlander? Do you love the Potterverse or This Is Us? Or all of the inside jokes that we have here at Mary and Blake Media, like Not Great Bob or Horses Not Ponies. Well, we have got them all. So you can actually find the very best nerd swag and favorite products, t-shirts, aprons, hats, galore, mugs. I mean, it doesn't stop. All you need to do is go to theMaryandBlakeStore.com. From Providence, Rhode Island, welcome to the Potterverse. It's a podcast dedicated to the book and film universe of Harry Potter. So grab your favorite wands and time turners and let's step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress adventure. Hello, everybody. My name is Mary Larson.
My name is Blake, and I'm out on this chapter. I don't think I'm ready to.
How
even
can
talk
you be
about
out
it.
on Aragog?
Aragog.
Thank you, Slughorn. I can't not say it that way.
From now on.
Aragog. So good.
Yeah. No. No. I can't even handle a little teeny tiny spider that's like in the shower. Never mind an elephant-sized spider that wants to kill me.
Elephant-sized.
No way.
Just let that soak in on you. Now, do you think it's elephant-sized, meaning the thorax? Spiders have thorax, right? It's abdomen.
I don't
know if they have a thorax. Sorry.
Whatevs.
Okay.
Who cares?
But is it just the belly and the head that is elephant-sized, and its legs are extra? That's what I'm picturing.
No, the way I take it is the overall size of the whole thing is the size of an elephant.
Picture it my way, and then get more
No.
freaked out.
No.
With legs that could
no.
span the sides of our house.
No, Michael. Sorry.
That is what I am talking about. I love it. All right. So, of course, we are talking about chapter 15, Aragog.
Jim Broadbent is just great.
And you didn't come from the Chamber of Secrets, said Harry, who could feel cold sweat on his forehead. I, said Aragog, clicking angrily. I was not born in the castle. I came from a distant land. A traveler gave me to Hagrid when I was an egg. Hagrid was only a boy, but he cared for me, hidden in a cupboard in the castle, much like Harry Potter, feeding me on scraps from the table, much like Harry Potter. Hagrid is my good friend and a good man. When I was discovered and blamed for the death of a girl, he protected me. I have lived here in the forest ever since, where Hagrid still visits me. He even found me a wife, Mozag. And you see how our family has grown, all through Hagrid's goodness. So you never attacked anyone? Asked Harry. Never, croaked the old spider. It would have been my instinct, but out of respect for Hagrid, I have never harmed a human. The body of the girl who was killed was discovered in a bathroom, and I never saw any part of the castle but the cupboard in which I grew up. Our kind like the dark and the quiet.
Ugh. Every time you do that, you know what else I think of too? I think of The Descent. Remember that? Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, it was probably the scariest film I've ever seen.
Yes.
That was ungodly.
So here we go. Loving this quote because we can stand true that my favorite character in the series, Hagrid, did not open the Chamber of Secrets.
Right.
Really pumped to talk about this chapter, even though Blake's not as pumped, but I think it's quite fun.
No, the chapter's great. I'm out on Aragog.
Oh.
Aragog sucks.
Okay, well, let's use kinder language. Okay.
Well,
he is a magical creature.
Smells, okay, he smells.
Acromantula are like endangered. Okay, you don't find them
Good.
everywhere.
Let's get them on the severely endangered list.
Anyway, before we get into this episode, we would love to welcome you to maryandblake.com, where you can check out all of our podcasts. We tackle tons of different nerddoms and fandoms, whether it's TV or books or movies. And currently coming up, we're going to be having our This Is Us podcast starting again, as well as our Crown podcast. Now, our Crown podcast, yes, is an amazing show on Netflix. That is only available to our friends who are our patrons, the people who give from the goodness of their heart to help support our media company at jointhenerdclan.com. Whereas less than a cup of coffee once per month, you can support this and make sure that Blake and I can keep podcasting all pandemic long. We got you. We're here to bring the Lumos in the time of Knox. And if you want to support that, head on over to jointhenerdclan.com. Let's get into the show.
Just don't click anymore.
I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good.
You just had to do it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Had to do it.
So, lots of crazy things are happening. By the way, it's summer. Okay, Hermione was petrified.
What?
Christmas? Or was that...
No. It was after Christmas.
Easter. No.
No.
Valentine's Day.
Was it? Yeah, it was Valentine's Day because remember, Lockhart
had the party.
had the party and everything, and it was shortly after the party. So it was like, let's call it March.
Well, anyway. They have been trying to follow spiders since Easter, and it is now summertime. Tensions are getting crazy. McGonagall probably has gone more gray because she's been acting headmistress since Easter. Mm-hmm. She needs some time with Madam Hooch, okay? So everybody's freaking out except Draco Malfoy.
All the bourbon.
Draco Malfoy is just throwing shade left and right, having death wishes for Hermione Granger. And finally, Harry and Ron find some spiders, and they're in the Forbidden Forest where they go out with Fang. They get to meet Aragog. Aragog clears Hagrid's name, as I just said. The magical Ford Anglia saves them. And they start to piece two and two together, that a girl was killed in a bathroom. Dun, dun, dun.
So would you say, Mary, that it's at this point the book really starts to follow the same structure that appeared in the Sorcerer's Stone?
Do I think...
Towards the end of the book? Like, from this point on. Like, if you remember...
Do you remember?
In the Sorcerer's Stone,
In the Sorcerer's Stone.
in December. I'm not supposed to sing. That's a Mary and Blake commandment.
I'm just ready to do the next sentence.
Go ahead.
No, I don't know what you're going to say. Do you remember in the Sorcerer's Stone? What?
At the end of the book, or towards the end of the book, they start going into the Forbidden Forest. They get information. They come back. Mm-hmm. They discover what the issue is. Then they go down into a hidden chamber of Hogwarts to fight off whatever the main antagonist is, and they get help in doing so, and the rest of the story is told. It's the same exact structure.
Let's be real. If you want to find answers, you got to get out of Hogwarts.
That's true.
You got to get to the Shrieking Shack. Got to get back to the forest to meet Grop. You got to You got to go out into a labyrinth. You got to jump on some thestrals and head to the Ministry of Magic. All of the answers are actually not in the place of learning.
No, not at all. Which might be a little bit of a condemnation, perhaps, then, of the learning environment.
I don't know.
Maybe that the real learning environment is
the real
world, not Hogwarts.
Oh, we just got deep with these 12-year-olds.
You know
Just got
what?
deep, guys.
That's right, nerds. So yeah, and no, it's just, and I feel like it's just very, very similar, and I want to know your thought on that. Do you think that's by, or at least on purpose, or is coincidence, or?
No, I think it's on purpose because it's once again showing you that these students have to find things out on their own, not necessarily through adults. You know, there's a lot of this interweaving that like adults may not always have the answers. They might not always have their best interests at heart, and that you need to go on your own journey and face sometimes your biggest fears. To find the truth.
Rebecca says, just get away from Dumbledore. The answers are out there.
Right.
It reminds me of the X-Files. The truth is out there.
Oh my goodness gracious! So, so as I said, it's summertime, and Madame Pomfrey has locked the doors to the hospital wing
Yeah, to
because
make
she's
sure,
just afraid that things are going to happen. Dumbledore is still gone, of course.
And that's an important, I think, facet for what we're trying to accomplish, I think, for the rest of this book. Harry continues down this journey of having everything that he loves and desires and gives him support. And even though it may be from a distance with Dumbledore, it's just one more thing that Harry relies on or takes comfort in that's taken away from him.
Yeah.
And it keeps pushing our main character down this road of, you need to be by yourself. The answer has to come from within.
Well, and even more so by himself, because usually Hermione's there, like the voice of reason, you know, the brilliant one who can kind of piece these things together. And she's gone. It is interesting, you know, the last time that Harry was in the Forbidden Forest, he didn't have Ron. Ron was in the hospital wing.
That's a good point. I like that. Good one. Nice little mirroring there, Mary.
I got you. I got you.
Wow, we're continuing down this structure path of one of them is missing, and I'm just throwing that out there.
So this chapter, remember how there was a couple of chapters ago, Ernie Macmillan, the Hufflepuff, kind of rubbed you the wrong way because he really wasn't treating Harry too well. Well, this chapter, the Puffs get some time back, and they get back into our hearts. But Draco Malfoy, you know, I've given him a lot of leeway in the previous chapters. I've given him a lot of leeway because, you know, this is how he was raised. This is how his parents talked. Draco is getting a little too big for his britches. He is really pumped that the Chamber of Secrets has been opened, hopes that it still is open, hopes that the next Mudblood dies. Too bad it wasn't Granger. I'm really glad Dumbledore's not here. Maybe you should be the headmaster, Snape.
Yeah.
All of this, and I wish Hermione Granger had been dead, said in front of his class, in front of his professor.
Yeah. Do you think maybe he's putting up this facade because, remember, we had a conversation about how Lucius was purposely keeping him out of the know with what was happening in terms of the Chamber of Secrets and the diary, and not he's just sitting there saying, hey, you relax, you wait till the important people do what they're supposed to do, and just sit idly by. Do you think Draco is trying to make up for make up for that insignificance, really, by saying stuff like this, trying to goad people into doing what he wants?
I don't know. You know, I actually see Draco as like one of those super annoying sports fans that their team doesn't win, and they just like
You mean everybody from Philadelphia?
or I was gonna say Red Sox before the 2000s.
Don't you dare!
No, but the Red Sox fans, you know, they're tough. They're a tough bunch of people, especially while they were under the curse of the Bambino. You know, just down and out. And then the Red Sox won the World Series, and they went bananas. Like, they were burning cars. They were just crazy in the streets.
Very true.
Obviously, they were proud before, but their pride has gone to a new level. And I also feel like this is like people. I'm going to be careful, so please, chatting people, know that I'm being careful for a reason. People with politics, and if you live in an area where you're the odd sheep, okay? So let's say you live in a red area and you're blue, and then finally something good for the Blues happened there, and you're like, yeah, suck it, Reds, or vice versa. You know, you see them on the news. You see them on the news. There's jabronis on either side, okay?
Yes.
And that's just what I feel like it is. It's like, yay, something's good for my team, so I'm just going to be absolutely annoying because I haven't been able to be forever.
Right.
Like, Slytherin hasn't won the House Cup the past, last year. So since Draco's been there, Slytherin's been down and out. Slytherin's actually been feeling super down and out because it's the heir of Slytherin that's killing people, petrifying people.
I don't think that they're
Listen,
up in
there
arms
are
about that.
some good. There are some good Slytherins.
I think they're more angry.
Snape.
I think they're more angry about losing the House Cup because Dumbledore gave 50 billion points
yeah.
to Harry for changing his pants.
So it's like finally, like now we've got at least something. I mean, that may not be the thing we want, but we got something. And so Draco's just being, but this is too much, Draco.
Yeah, this is a little much, even for me.
Yeah.
This is when I think we actually have, dare I say, turning points for two characters. One, of course, being Draco and the use of his words.
I hope the other one's the one that I want it to be.
I know you know what it is. It's Lockhart.
Oh,
really? You didn't think so?
You thought that this was a turning point for Lockhart?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because a turning point in terms of your interpretation of him.
Uh-huh.
He is out saying, I know more than you. I know more
Honey,
than
I
you.
felt this bad about Lockhart all along. Who are you, Hermione Granger?
I know, but it's now...
taking you until summertime?
It's now... well, of course, my man crush on Gilderoy Lockhart knows no bounds. It knows no bounds.
I was going to say Ron Weasley. Ron Weasley won some of his Gryffindor stripes in this chapter. Ron Weasley, who gets this shaft of all shafts in the movies. He's just like the bro. Ron Weasley goes into a forest knowingly chasing his greatest fear.
Mm-hmm.
Meets not only his greatest fear, but an elephant-sized version of it.
Nope.
All because he needs to save his friends. Please, and because his best friend is saying, please accompany me. He could have just said, Harry, I'm going to sit this one out. I got a stomach ache. Why don't you ask Fred or George?
Yeah,
they're
fine
with spiders. They're fine with them. He does it because he needs to.
Sure.
Like
sorry. No. Go ahead.
I mean, we learn in the next book, Harry's greatest fear at that point is Dementors. It'd be like Harry willingly, I mean, he does, like, do these things, but it's just very brave. I mean, for me, it would be like, okay, Mary, we need you to go and take your own blood out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whenever I think about that movie where the real thing where the guy had to cut off his own arm because he was stuck, he fell in that rock or whatever.
27 hours, yeah.
I would not have done it, guys. I would have been like, okay, crows, come and get me.
By the way, great movie starring James
I never
Franco.
could watch it because I could never do that. I could never purposefully take my own blood. There's no way. I'm making sure that I'm not going to be diabetic because I can't even do that. I couldn't even do that. So
much keto. So much keto.
Oh my goodness.
No. What I'm getting at is in terms of interpretation from the reader, a turning point. I think for the most part, Lockhart, up until this point, has been kind of a lovable idiot. Like, you know what he is, and you get the idea that he is just this self-absorbed, somewhat moronic, completely unaware of himself person, and that's lovable. That's endearing. It's funny. It's cute. It makes for a good character because
you love him because this is the first time you're reading this book and you love the actor.
No, I do. But what I'm saying is, at this point when Lockhart says to the class, "Listen, I know more. I flatter myself to say that I know more than you. And the Ministry, they wouldn't have come here and taken Hagrid if he didn't actually do this. So trust me, he did. I know more than you. Go away." And I cannot defend that.
Good. Welcome to the party. Whenever I relate myself to a character in the series, it is book Ron. Big difference, not movie Ron. But if I had to be a character in the series, I'm most aligned with book Ron. I mess up a lot, but I'm a fierce friend, but not as perfect as Cedric Diggory. R.I.P. So I feel like let's raise a glass. Raise a glass for C. Diggs.
Say it
out loud.
Oh, Diggory. Yeah, I knew. Like, I just did not like him. I was saying in my head the words that Ron was saying, like, what is this guy about? I hate these kind of people.
What do you mean?
I hate people who know they're pretty. I hate people
okay,
who
gotcha.
like, I'm famous. Isn't that fantastic? Like,
Kim
no.
Kardashian.
I don't watch any of like those Bravo shows because I just can't take it. We're actually dear friends with someone in college who was that type of person. He was like the hot guy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in his circle, and I would just be like, "Oh, buddy, like you need to stop. Like you need to." I'm not into that.
Sure.
And now, of course, he's one of our best friends.
Right. Oops.
No, I wasn't mean to him. I just wasn't worshiping the ground he walked on, like how all these female characters worship the ground of Gilderoy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
our kids have asked that be your Halloween costume.
Gilderoy Lockhart?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm kind of in on
We were
that.
in the car today, and we were like, what should we be? What should we be? They've asked me to be Snape. I can totes
You
do
can do
it.
that.
I know. I'm
You can
going
totally
to,
pull that
and you
off.
should be Lockhart.
I might.
I know.
Free of charge.
My hair is all perfect. I just need to like gunk it up a little bit. I'll do some like male makeup,
Yeah, sure.
and I'll just brood.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait.
So much brooding.
Yes.
Free of charge.
Oh, their other suggestion
Okay, sure.
was that you could be Tom Riddle.
Ooh, I'm in on that.
Right? So you
I'm-
just dress like a Slytherin and carry around a diary.
Yep, I'm in.
I mean,
That's
one's,
basically me
one's
anyway.
hard. I know. One's harder than the other.
So I just get to be me. Okay, great. Awesome. By the way, get all your Halloween Harry Potter shirts at the Mary and Blake store. You're welcome for that. Just check that out. TheMaryandBlakeStore.com. Don't go spilling stuff on you, Marvin.
Oh, I just love this drink.
So, listen, Lockhart is great, but I think this is a time when you can start seeing, really, as a reader, that he just
I love
really
how
doesn't
long
have a
we've
thing.
talked about Lockhart, and I forgot he was in this bloody chapter. Can we move on from
Sure.
Lockhart and get to
Here's
the
what-
forest?
here's what I do wanna say.
Oh my gosh!
Here's
Can we
what
at
I-
least talk about Ernie McMillan
Yeah,
and
that's-
Hannah Abbott?
Actually, yes, please go ahead and do so.
Can we have a moment for the Puffs? Because not only do they realize that they did Harry dirty, but they apologize. They shake his hand and they work with him in herbology. Like, it's not just like, okay, I'm going to act a little cool to him because I messed up. Like, think about that. As a 12-year-old boy saying, I did you wrong and I'm really, really sorry. And then, like, standing by his side. That's pretty outstanding.
At least the Hufflepuffs admit that they're wrong, and they
Yeah.
know that they were wrong.
Yeah.
Especially because, obviously, because Harry would never do anything to
No.
Hermione. I'm sad for the Puffs that it took this long for them to make that realization, but finally, at least they
Listen,
did.
this is Ernie's big change, too. I'm pretty sure Ernie has a big, like, he's part of the Dumbledore's army, and he fights at the Battle of Hogwarts. Ernie's a good kid, man.
So, as important as it is, though, that they make amends for what they have said, they fall into the trap, too, though, of just assuming that it's Draco. And I love the opposition, that it's actually Harry who says no. And so fiercely, so strongly,
Yeah.
so specifically that they were like, whoa, really?
Okay?
Oh.
And we learn our lesson. Don't start rumors.
Yeah.
Right?
But it's great that it's Harry, his nemesis, that he is stopping this rumor.
However, Ron wasn't going to let that happen. Ron, of course, jumps on and it takes Dean Thomas and Harry, because Ron's a brute, to pull him off of him, which I just thought was so incredibly great. Okay, so while they're in herbology, Ron and Harry see these spiders. And they're like, cool, look at the spiders. There they are. And Ron, of course, is freaking out a little bit. And they're like, let's go follow them tonight. This sounds great. Ernie and Hannah are there, listening to Ron and Harry just talk about spiders.
I feel like they're like little biddies. They're little biddies. It reminds me
Ron
of...
and Harry?
No. The other two. The other no-names
Ernie and
from
Hannah.
Hufflepuff.
They are not no names.
The Hufflepuff no-names. I feel like they're biddies. They're just craning their necks over the fence, trying to listen.
They're sitting next to him in
Yeah,
herbology.
Stay in your own lane.
Oh my goodness.
Stay in your own lane,
gracious.
Hufflepuff.
Okay, so anyway, they get the invisibility cloak, and I love how Harry's like, we're going to get Fang to take with us. He is used to going into the forest with Hagrid, so he might be some help. Now, I will say, when I watched the movie, Fang added some humor.
Sure.
When I read the book, it's cool that Fang's there, but I don't necessarily understand why we needed Fang.
He doesn't do anything other than be there.
If nothing else, gives these 12-year-olds, though, a little bit more confidence that they're not alone.
And I would say that he does alarm them, much to no avail, of something that was big that was coming.
Yeah.
He does let out a large bellowing bark,
Mm-hmm.
and that is it. That is all that Fang does. He does nothing else except cower in Hagrid's house when they finally return.
But maybe it's also to give Ron some solace, because Harry's only been into the Forbidden Forest once.
Yep, and Ron has never even
Ron's
been.
never been, and they're going to be following spiders. So
Right.
maybe Harry's like, you know what? We'll give you a binky. All right? Fang's my binky.
You know who my binky is?
Lockhart?
Nope, Tom Brady.
Oh.
It's okay. Tom
It's
can
all
do
good.
no wrong.
It's all good. So, of course, they go in there.
Or Frank in Outlander.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Frank is
welcome for that.
your binky.
Frank's totally my binky. Sorry, continue.
No, they meet Aragog, and it's bananas.
I love how they get the car, right? They see
Yeah,
the car
see the
first.
car.
And
It's gone wild.
something that the author has written here was that you're right, Mary. Ron points out that the forest has made the car wild.
Yes.
But it's not lowercase f, it's capital F, forest. So it's not forbidden forest. It's this thing.
It's a proper noun.
It's this thing that exists. It's an entity of its own,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me wonder. First, again, what kind of sentience does the car have? And what kind of magical properties does the Forbidden Forest contain to manipulate that sort of sentience?
We need a book just on the Forbidden Forest.
Right. Because the Forbidden Forest is this, it's like the cloud. It's a mystery. Nobody
Seriously,
understands the
where
cloud.
is everything stored?
Yeah, it's just there. No one knows what it is.
For reals.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the Forbidden Forest is this otherworldly facet of the wizarding world that seems to exist on its own plane.
Yes.
And because of that, nobody quite knows what's going on in there. And not only that, the forest makes a car wild. Does the forest do it, or does the car, by being in the forest, go wild? Just because it's just doing whatever the heck it wants and it decides, whoa. Or is there something contained within the forest that makes the car wild?
I don't know, and I feel like this is such amazing unexplored territory that if there were subsequent books, like there was the Fantastic Beasts book, which is phenomenal, maybe there could just be a Forbidden Forest book.
Oh, I would love that.
I have a hiccup, excuse me.
I would love a Forbidden Forest book because it would be tangential to the world that wouldn't necessarily affect the outcome of Harry Potter.
Yes.
That would be awesome. It'd be part of the Harry Potter DNA. And I like that. I think that's awesome.
So Aragog breaks the news to them that Hagrid, in fact, is not the person who opened the Chamber of Secrets, that he knows what opened the Chamber of Secrets, but he's not going to tell them because he hasn't even told Hagrid. He's so afraid of saying the name. Like, they fear this creature above all else, spiders do. So, they're about to eat them, though, because he's got this big old family of spiders. And
But
Yeah.
one thing that you mentioned is that they don't name the creature.
yes,
And that, to me, is obviously a mirror of what wizards do with
Voldemort's name.
With Voldemort's name.
yes,
They refuse to name to speak his name, except for Harry and Dumbledore, who aren't necessarily afraid of Voldemort.
yeah.
That also begs a question. Does naming something make it more real? Does naming something make you more vulnerable?
Fear of a name only increases fear of itself.
Sure.
Fear of the thing itself, yes.
But the unique thing I think about this is that the spiders refuse to name what we now know as the basilisk. But even though the Forbidden Forest is it's the cloud, they too are still subject to the feelings and fears and relative rules that the wizards are subject to. So it's still, that reminds you that this is it's still part of the world that we know and love.
Yeah.
It's not just this astral plane of forbidden forest cloud love.
Magic. Speaking of magic, that magical car comes and saves them. So not only is it able to drive by itself and do all these things, but it like knows, oh my goodness, these kids are in need, and it comes to get them. And I just love how Harry says, "Get Fang!" Harry yelled, diving into the front seat. Ron seized the boarhound around the middle and threw him, yelping, into the back of the car. Ron, strong,
That's
Ron.
like mom strength.
Like, you know, Fang from the movie.
Yeah, right.
That is mom strength.
It is absolute mom strength.
That's because Ron was scared out of his mind. He'll do whatever it takes to get away from these spiders. So they go off, and
What do you think about the car just showing up out of nowhere?
love it. I love that car. It's like a character.
No, I know it totally is a character. It absolutely is a character. It has its own sentience. How can it
Yes.
not be? But it just feels cheap that the car just shows up.
Anyway, I'm moving on because I
All right.
love the Ford Anglia.
Fine, fair enough.
So they go back to the school. The car stops, and then they were nearly thrown into the windshield. Fang flung himself at the window in his anxiety to try to get out. So this is like, so they get all off, and Fang runs home, and then poor Ron is violently vomiting
Sick.
because of fear.
Yeah, I would too. Especially, you know, when they all of a sudden they're walking and then they're just hanging, and then these things are things like they're just hanging. No
Yep.
way, dude. No, out, way out.
And Ron's pretty upset. He's like, why did we go in there? You know, like, follow the spiders. I'll never forgive Hagrid. We're lucky to be alive. You know, this is Hagrid's problem. He always thinks monsters aren't as bad as they're made out. And look at where it's got him, a cell in Azkaban. What was the point of sending us in there? What have we found out? I'd like to know. And Harry says that Hagrid never opened the Chamber of Secrets, and he was innocent. And Ron gives a loud snort.
But it's at this point where Harry, I think, would you say, Mary, that Harry is at his lowest in the book? As soon as he's sitting out there and he's looking out at the moon, he's at the lowest part of, I think, his world.
I never thought of it that
Hogwarts.
way. See, I would have thought that it was before, like when everyone really thought he was the heir to Slytherin.
Right.
And everyone is against him. At least now they don't think he's the heir to Slytherin. But he doesn't have Dumbledore. He doesn't have Hagrid.
Right. And actually, the way that it's written here is fantastic. Harry swung his legs up onto his bed and leaned back against his pillows, watching the moon glinting at him through the tower window. He couldn't see what else they could do. They had hit a dead end everywhere. Riddle had caught the wrong person. The heir of Slytherin had got off. And no one could tell whether it was the same person or a different one. Who had opened the chamber this time? There was nobody else to ask. Harry lay down, still thinking about what Aragog said. There's no Dumbledore,
Yep.
no Hermione.
Yep.
There are no leads, no Tom Riddle, no diary. Ron is sleeping on his
Once
own
again,
bed.
that's why I'm Ron.
Ron
Ron falls asleep right away.
right away. He eats and falls asleep.
I'm telling you, whenever I read these books, I'm like, I am Ron Weasley.
I think you are.
I know.
But, so would you agree that he is at his lowest point so far between both books that we've read?
Oh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. I do not know. That's a lot for me to try to digest. I feel like he's very low and he's with the Dursleys.
Right, but he has the hope of Hogwarts.
You're right. Now Hogwarts might be closed. Okay.
And
yeah.
Hogwarts seems...
I'll sign off. You're right.
Yeah, I think this is his lowest point. But.
He has a stroke of genius.
At his lowest point, remember what we said at the beginning of this podcast.
I don't.
Harry had to find the answer within himself. And he finally does. Harry is at his lowest. He finds the answer through his own intuition. No Hermione, no Ron, no Dumbledore, nobody else to help him except himself, and he figures it out. Moaning frackin' Myrtle.
You want to know why? Because he's Harry friggin' Potter.
Yes.
I'm Harry freaking Potter!
Yep.
That's right. I find that poetic. That at his
Agreed.
lowest point, he finally finds it within himself to figure the mystery out. Well, at least begin nothing's being given to him. He has done
He
it
gets
himself.
he figures out the game-changing piece that's going to help him put it together.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, on that note, here's a question for you, fellow listeners.
Sure.
How long have you had your mascara?
Oh, that's a great question.
Right? Have you had it since, I don't know, before the pandemic really hit? Because if so, it needs to go, okay? You're actually supposed to switch your mascara every 3 months. That's once a season. So guess what? You're going to probably need one now, and then you're going to need one when 2021 hits.
Yep.
All right? And I'm your girl. My mascaras are thebomb.com. They nourish your lashes, they curl and separate, and I've got all different types for you to choose from. You can find out more at minutewithmary.com.
Time to get in the different perspective, Marvin. You ready?
Yes, I am.
Do you got one or you want me to do it?
I mean, I feel like you're ready.
No, I'll do
Were
whatever
you going to be
want.
like Gilderoy Lockhart? 'Cause
No.
I kind of feel like you were.
No, I was going to be someone else.
Go and do it.
All right.
Holy cricket! You're Harry Potter! I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Always mouth it. You're always silently mouthing.
That's the
Hermione's
idea. That's the
lines.
whole point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a thing. I just thought that this was one of
Because
your
normally
many
the camera's
adorable
on
perks.
me and I'm saying, and you, that doesn't matter.
Oh, so was I supposed to mouth it?
Yes,
And
generally.
you are?
And you are.
Okay.
I am Aragog.
Oh,
I'm Aragog.
you are your least favorite creature in the world, Blake.
I'm confronting my fear.
You are like
I'm at
Ron
my
Weasley right now.
I'm at my lowest point like Harry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confronting my fear like Ron. We're living in the world together, man.
Okay.
We're going to have some fun with this.
Hi, Aragog.
First of all, I'm a spider. I suck because spiders suck. But that's
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh!
That's what she said.
All right, so listen, I'm sleeping. I got people around me. I got my fellow spiders around me.
Can't see nothing.
I can't see nothing. I'm blind. I'm just like roaming around. And all of a sudden, I hear that there's people in here. Yeah, kill them. Kill them. I don't care who they are. I don't want nothing to do with them.
But they're Hagrid's friends.
But they're Hagrid's friends, so I gotta say something, right? I gotta, and here they are telling me that I'm the freaking thing in the Chamber of Secrets. It ain't me. Why is everybody gotta blame me?
You know who Aragog kind of reminded me of? Me. Reminds me of me at 4:30 in the afternoon. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry. Where's my snack? Where's my snack? Where's my snack? Oh, I have zero patience by this point. I'm
Ooh.
making you dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I can't see straight by this point. I feel like there's a million of you at this time because that's all I hear. It's like surround sound. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. And finally, they find snacks on their own.
Just somehow, by a miracle.
Let me tell you, COVID has an extra thing that's happened. It's made kids eat like 3 times as many snacks.
Yeah, I know.
My snack budget, it's gone.
Our whole budget is gone.
Done.
The
Snacks.
whole thing. It's
Can I
all
have another
snacks.
cheese stick? Can I have another cheese stick? You know where they are. Just go.
They got to the point where they're just eating crumbs off the floor.
And that's what Aragog is. You know, he's got, what, 1 million kids?
Yeah, I got 50 million kids buzzing around me, asking me for snacks.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Good. Look at you. What's our magic word, Blake?
You can do it yourself.
So that's what he said. He said, little spider munchkins, little ones, go out and find your own food. I'm blind.
I feel like you've usurped my
Good.
my perspective.
Sorry,
No,
but-
you know what? You go.
Okay.
You do it.
So the ones that caught them, they were super pumped. And then there was this little fast one. He was like the Tiny Tim. Blake, you just hit something and now the video's gone. The
I
video's
did.
gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Where are you?
Hold on.
Where
There we
you?
are.
There we go. And like the littlest one who couldn't carry Harry, Ron, or Fang scampered along very quickly. Dad, 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 dad. What? I was sleeping. Got some food. Got some food. Oh my! I think it's food. I don't really know how to eat this. Dad, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Just eat it. Just try it, and if it tastes good, keep going. Dad, you gotta see it. I can't see. Where's your mother?
Ask your mother. But she ain't around no more. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that, you know what? Just kill him.
He's lucky he's alive.
Here's your food. Go get it.
Oftentimes, female spiders.
Oh,
know.
I know. They
Yeah.
they give them, or is that spiders or is that praying mantises?
Both.
Praying mantises.
Both.
They whew,
You watch out.
they give the husband the business. Yeah, no, I was afraid today. I'm not gonna lie.
Today?
Yeah, today, yesterday, past number of days.
Oh, I know.
Past number of days, I've been off. I mean, I've just been in my own corner, trying to do the best that I can.
Mom. Ah! So that's Aragog.
Yeah, if I'm Aragog, just kill all the humans. Just get them done. I've been sitting out here in this forbidden forest for God knows how long, and I want my kids to get the hell away from me, and I want my kids to just do their own thing, kill the humans. While we're at it, why don't we just go over there? I don't care if you're Hagrid's friend. You're nothing to me, and you shouldn't have had a trail to be here to begin with.
I was just following it.
I know, but you shouldn't have been here.
I'm Harry Potter. I put my glasses on. I was just following it.
I'm Harry freaking Potter.
Hate me.
So fine, that's it. No, because your perspective was much better than mine. So I'm glad you usurped
P.S.
it. What?
Where are the centaurs?
Right. Where's a unicorn when you need him?
I mean, they've stayed far away. They got the memo. Do not hang out in this forest.
Rebecca says maybe Aragog wants a nap. You know what Aragog needs?
Melatonin and
bags
Doritos.
of Doritos. Get your melatonin bag of Doritos shirt at Mary and Blake's store. Yeah, he needs some time. He needs some time. Maybe get a spa. Do a spa.
Do a spa. Goodness gracious, I love you.
Can spiders get manicures? Can they do
Probably.
pedicures?
Probably. They have
Maybe they got to get a haircut because he's all hairy.
You need to trim on that. I mean, a tip on that. On that note, let's head on over to our email and questions.
All right, let's do it.
Oh, Mail's here.
All right, so no emails for today, but that's okay if you are listening to this on the podcast app and you're not joining us live and you do have questions about what we have said or things that you want to get further clarification on or just cool stuff that you want to talk about in terms of the Harry Potter universe, please email us at maryandblakemedia@gmail.com.
Yes.
And we will mention you and read your email next episode or whenever you send it to us.
Nice.
So that is that. But though, for those of you who are watching live, this is now your opportunity in the chat to give us a question. And what do you have to put in front of the question, Mary?
A lightning bolt emoji.
That's right. If you do that, then we will know that it is a question and we can engage with you. So, do we have any questions? That's the real thing. I saw one earlier.
You did?
I did. I know I did.
Good for you.
I know I did.
I didn't see it. I can't see a thing. I need to get new glasses.
You're like, I think you're taking your Aragog perspective a little too seriously. You can't see a
Sorry.
thing. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any. No questions
okay.
so far.
It's okay, man.
No questions so
It's
far.
all good.
Here we go. Anna says, sorry. What's worse all, the lively Aragog that wants to go after Hagrid's friends with the rest of his family, or the upside down dead where one, they have a mini funeral and Harry does that funny thing Blake just mimicked with the teeth?
The pincers.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. Suzanne says, what's Aragog's wife's name?
Mozag.
Mozag. Aragog and Mozag. They just sound evil.
Yeah, man.
They said
They're acromantula.
I feel like
they are 5 stars. They're like they're level 5, which is the worst level in Fantastic Beasts, and where to find them.
Sure.
They're like along with the most deadly.
Say it with me now, everybody. Stats are for nerds.
Blake, Caitlin asks, would you rather face down Aragog or Shelob from The Lord of the Rings? Is that even how you say it?
I
don't know how to pronounce it.
yeah.
I feel like it's
Oh
right.
no. Yeah, you're right. Neither. I would just die. I would jump off the cliff. I would
would
do
not do
anything.
well,
I would
yeah.
not do well. No. Dude, when hashtag spoilers, when Frodo gets jabbed with the thing and
Yeah.
and he's like,
Okay,
oh
yeah.
no,
all set.
Mm-mm. And he wakes up with all the spider webs on him and everything. He's all like wrapped up. Dude, if I run into one spider web, I freak out. I
You
can't
do.
do spider webs.
Yeah. Blake, would you prefer Samwise or Ron?
Oh, thank God you didn't ask me about Frodo because Frodo smells.
Okay. Samwise or Ron?
I'm going to say Samwise.
Me too.
Because Ron does abandon the trio at one point. And
Samwise does too.
Samwise does too, but it's different. You can tell that it's different. And I feel like Samwise is a little bit more useful than Ron.
Samwise can cook. Ron, granted, has his wizard knowledge, but let's be real.
Yeah.
He's not good at spells right now. His wand's broken half the time. Yeah, I feel like Samwise would like help darn your socks and would help you.
I like the fact when Ron's like, yeah, I would do Lumos too, but it'd probably blow up because his wand is all broken and he wouldn't be able to do it. Okay, let's see. Brittany asks, did you guys know that the crummy Christmas presents the Dursleys sent to Harry represent the Deathly Hallows?
I did not know that.
A 50-pence piece for the Resurrection Stone, a toothpick for the Elder Wand, and like a tissue or something for the Invisibility Cloak.
I did not know that.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. That is some good nerd stuff right there. Awesome job. Awesome job. Wendy asks, what are the Weasleys doing for a car right now?
They're not. So their
Yeah.
kids are at school.
Yes.
And Mr. and Mrs. Weasley can apparate.
Yes, and they're wizards, so they can also go on their brooms.
Yeah.
And they got 40 million things. They don't need it. I feel like the car is one of those things that like you show your friends.
Yes.
Like,
it was
oh, look at my
something
car.
cool. They had a lot of luggage, so it was like,
Yeah.
and the kids couldn't apparate, so it would be a lot to go through the fireplace. And let's be real, they don't want to take Harry through flu powder again after what happened.
Caitlin says potatoes. Let's see.
So I feel really good. Thank you guys for sending over these questions. On that note, we're ready to close out the show.
Yeah, let's do it, shall we?
Yes.
Let's get her done.
On Monday, of course, we're going to be tackling Chapter 16, The Chamber of Secrets.
We're getting down to it, ladies and
We
gents.
are. Blake, hold on tight, Spider Monkey, because you're going to get yourself some Gilderoy Lockhart, some, just time with Ron and broken wands, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So thank you, all of you who are tuning in week after week. Remember, one of the best things that you can do for this podcast is if it brings you joy, to head on over to your podcast app and write us a review. 5 stars, write us a review. It will help other people who are looking for a little bit of Lumos in this time of Nox to find the Potterverse.
And of course, as always, if you want to become an official member at the Nerd Clan, go to jointhenerdclan.com, where you can get all really cool things that members who are not there don't get. You get specific, awesome bonus podcast episodes, free swag, insider stuff in the studio from Mary and I. You get our access to our show notes, early access to podcasts. Man, you get so many cool benefits over there. Wish I was a member of jointhenerdclan.com.
Oh, luckily you run it.
Luckily,
so you're good.
Not only am I a member, Mary, I'm the president.
Oh my goodness gracious, who are you? Gilderoy Lockhart. Well, on that, my friends, thank you so much once again for tuning in. My name's Mary Larson.
My name's Blake.
Mischief managed. Thank you, friends, for
Yes.
tuning in. Don't forget, you can still Expecto Patronum, even though the podcast is done, as your friends will be able to catch this on the replay. So sharing is caring as we are getting into the doldrums of the dark days on many levels.
Oh, yeah, winter's coming.
A lot of things are going to be happening there.
Yes, we got
So-
a lot of things happening here.
So really, really, we mean this. If you can just hit that share button and send it to a friend, share it on your wall, put it in your stories, any and all of the above, to let more people know that they can join the Potterverse, even if they're just going to be a fly on the wall and want to tune in, or maybe they're going to download it on their podcast app. It really, really means a lot to us.
Yes. Rebecca here says we talked about making a Facebook group for Mary and Blake for all of the stuff that we do. Is that still a thing? Will we be doing that? Potentially, yes. It's just a question of the mechanics of it all and making sure that people are translating over into that group. But do know that we're having those conversations and we're trying to work out the logistics of it all. So we'll see how that goes. You know what I'm looking forward to, Marvin?
Tell me.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I know.
I like that book. I like that book a lot. It's a great book, and it's a great film.
Oh, you did read it. I
Yep.
did tell you. I was like, you need to read this.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Yep. Azkaban is just great all around. I feel like that's when Potter comes into its own. When Potter it finally gets comfortable enough.
Well, he becomes a teenager, so he's ready for some nitty gritty stuff.
Well, sorry, I meant the story of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Overall,
It gets bigger. It gets multi-generational.
Yeah, and it really delves into the mythology of the Potterverse, pardon the pun, and it allows the reader to really grasp the things that Harry is struggling with.
Patricia, don't worry. Not everything's going to be on Facebook. They're talking about something different. We just have a couple of Facebook groups. Patricia on YouTube's like, don't make everything go to Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. We're still on YouTube. We're still doing everything the way we have here. Thinking ahead to The Prisoner of Azkaban,
Sure.
like Anna Mangus's, Peter Pettigrew was one. Sirius Black was one. Rita Skeeter is one. Like, how is no one at Hogwarts currently in like Harry's year or anything like that an animagus? And yet it was so prevalent for like this older generation.
Maybe it's one of those things like when you lose your hair, it skips a generation. But seriously though, like maybe it's just one of those things that, maybe the Wizarding War is what prevents
Magi?
and magi from populating. Like maybe that thing that's in their wizarding blood is gone.
Yeah, because Sirius didn't have a kid. Peter Pettigrew, yeah, like maybe like it's hereditary. Does Rita Skeeter get married? I think so.
I think she's too busy with her job to get married.
Oh, I think at some point she's like, but I don't think she has kids. There's this fun thing going around right now on TikTok that I may need to join in on. It's all about like Harry Potter. Like, what's your house? What's your favorite character? Who would you marry or date? Who would you date from the Harry Potter universe?
Who would I date?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who I would date. I'm not sure who I would marry either. I don't know. I don't know yet. I gotta think about that.
Okay. All right.
Who would you marry?
I think I would marry Cedric Diggory if he wasn't dead. I would also like to marry Neville Longbottom.
Yeah, Neville would be cool.
I would like to date and have a grand old time with Rita Skeeter.
Really?
I think she'd be crazy. Yeah.
Oh, Casey says
I think if
Oliver
I was going to
Wood.
date, see, the thing with I love Oliver Wood, but I'm not gonna lie, this book he drove me kind of crazy because I was thinking that I was like, oh, would I date or want to marry Oliver Wood? I feel like he would just talk sports all the time. It would be like being married to someone who lives in New England, who's obsessed with the Patriots and has fantasy football, and is on their phone all the time and spends all Sunday from 1 p.m. till 8 p.m.
Not 8.
Possibly 10 p.m.
Sometimes 8.
watching football.
Well, I don't.
Except Oliver would be talking about Quidditch. Guess what I did? Oh, I can't hang out without you. I have Quidditch practice. So I love Oliver Wood in the movies. I would not want to be with Oliver Wood in a relationship. I would want to have some freaky fun with Rita Skeeter. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, that's cool.
I would want to hardcore date Neville Longbottom, or no, I'd want to hardcore date Cedric Diggory and then marry Neville Longbottom.
Oh, that is very good. Look at you.
Yeah, like Rita would be like my spring break.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makes
When we go to Mallorca,
yeah.
make some bad decisions.
Little too much butterbeer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make some bad decisions.
You're welcome,
You
Blake.
and Rita Skeeter hitting the streets.
Hot tamale right there.
Oh man, Mary, you're the best.
Oh, thanks, Blake.
You're the best.
Thank you.
That's why I'm
Even though I married a Snape.
Yes. A sports loving Snape. So
yeah, but see, it didn't really fit. And I was trying to figure, like, you're not Draco Malfoy. Are you a Crabbe or Goyle? Like, I don't know who you are.
I got a brain.
So, like, who are you in the book? Because in the book, I am Ron Weasley.
Who am I in the
That was one of the
books?
other questions. Like, who are you?
That's a great question.
Yeah. And I couldn't figure out who you were.
Maybe I'm Oliver Wood. Maybe I'm Oliver Wood. I might be Wood.
If Wood were Slytherin? Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
That's what she said.
Marcus Flint,
Who's that?
the Slytherin captain.
Oh, the kid with the weird teeth? No, I'm not going to be weird teeth kid. I'm out on weird teeth kid.
Okay.
My teeth are perfect.
Victoria says this is turning into the After Dark Potterverse. I know.
I know. We really should do an After Dark Potterverse.
Listen, man, some days I can, some days I can't. It's because of the kiddos. We're going to figure it out, though. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we would have to. It would be a once a week thing. It would be a once, like, because we're doing the Potterverse twice a week, right? It would have to be once.
We'll figure this all out.
Yeah. Or we could do. You know, I was thinking about today driving.
What?
I was thinking about doing an After Dark for This Is Us too,
Uh-huh.
and I would call it This Is Us After Dark. But then it was like a little risque. I wasn't sure if
I mean, I just talked about Majorca with Rita.
that's true. That's a good point.
I'm having fun just doing this like how it is now, right now. So we'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Wendy thinks that you are Fred or George. Blake doesn't break that many rules with getting attention. Blake likes to break rules to cheat and
Suddenly,
win.
yes. Listen, cheaters want to win the most. That's
Maybe
what I
you're
was told.
Pansy Parkinson.
Ooh, I could get on board with that.
I think you are Pansy Parkinson,
I
but she
might.
doesn't do sports.
But I'm not a chick either, so that don't work.
Hey, buddy, listen, I'm dressing up as Snape for Halloween. Don't matter.
All right, we gotta go. Thank you, everybody, so much
Right.
for joining us and having a good time tonight. Talking about who Mary's gonna date from the Harry Potter world.
Yeah. All right,
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.